coronavirus. The only thing to fuck up Australians worse than the episode of Around the Twist where Pete gave birth. A vast majority of Australians were set to be vaccinated by the end of the year. There's been a bit of concern about how the government has handled the vaccine rollout. Let's pretend I did a massive dump and take a look at this shit. Hello, spiders!
Hi, I'm Sam Crick. I'm 6'7" and I have rheumatoid arthritis, aka silly bones. I know nothing about law, the legal system, or the government, and I'm haunted by the disappearance of my ex-wife 10 years ago. A conspiracy I'm sure goes all the way to the top. So come with me as we figure out the answers to this and more.
This is Tall and Order with Sam Crick.
Where are you, Sarah? That wasn't the trade.
Australia's vaccine rollout is underway with the two types AstraZeneca and Pfizer. Meanwhile, there's still over 200 vaccines being developed. I'm even working on one of my own. It's a concoction of Red Bull and bull cum. We need the bull cum to mask the taste of Red Bull.
Rest in peace, Prince Philip. Can't believe they decided to bury him here. The Pfizer vaccine has a 95% effectiveness rate against asymptomatic COVID cases, but it has to be stored in temperatures which are sub-zero, which causes a logistical problem getting it out to rural Australia, mainly because nobody wants to go there.
Sub-Zero wins.
And then there's the AstraZeneca vaccine, which most Australians are set to receive. It's been credited as Australia's best option, with Greg Hunt calling it an ace in the hole.
That's ironic. Ace in the Hole was my nickname in high school. Just kidding. It was mother gobbler.
Phase 3 trials indicate the vaccine has a 60% effectiveness rate against symptomatic cases and 100% against severe cases. High voltage. High voltage! Fucking what? So even though you still may get the spicy cough, it'll prevent serious cases and death. And anyone that says 60% is too low, just tell that to my high school ATAR score. Oh wait, you can't, because I went to TAFE to sell weed to the teachers. On top of that, recent studies have shown the effectiveness boosts to 82% when the second dose is taken 12 weeks after the first. How do you know when 12 weeks has passed? Just do what I do and call Centrelink.
If you're calling for federal government money and are not a sporting club or a Adani mine, please fuck off.
Oh, okay, yeah. Preliminary data from Scotland suggests that even just 4 weeks after the first dose can reduce hospitalisations by 92%. That means just like losing my virginity, the longer you wait, the safer you are. I'm gonna wait 29 years between inoculations. Cool, a pen. However, following advice from European regulators about a possible link between the vaccine and blood clots, Pfizer has now become Australia's preferred vaccine. Although AstraZeneca still has a place in protecting the most at-risk Australians, like the elderly, First Nations Australians, and ABC journalists under a Morrison government. Jeez, not again. The risk of actually getting blood clots is small, like seriously small. Like it's so, do I have to say the line? Yep. It's so small, it's about as big as my fear of failure. Because unlike you guys, I believe in myself and my micro penis.
Since changing our preferred vaccine to Pfizer, the Australian government has secured 20 million more, bringing our total up to 40 million. That's enough to give every eligible Australian 2 shots 21 days apart, the exact same amount it takes me to get drunk. Oh, cool, figs. On top of that, it's reported that 60% of recipients will experience fatigue, 20% will experience muscle aches and pains, and an additional 50% will experience headaches. What are they doing? Listening to my ex-girlfriend complain about her day? If only. Australia also plans on importing millions of more doses when more and more vaccines get approved. If this all goes ahead, all up, we'll have access to 170 million doses, which is enough for every Australian and enough for baby boomers to hoard when they realise it's an essential resource.
The rollout will come out in phases over the next 8 months, with phase 1 covering the elderly, frontline healthcare workers, and other essential Australians like Egg Boy and Egg Man. Already underway is phase 1B. All other healthcare workers, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people over 55, and other Australians over 70 who are not in aged care. Also, younger people with underlying medical condition. This adds up to roughly 6.1 million people, or the average Greek kid's 21st.
What about the other phases?
Great question, sexy boy at the front. Most Australians will be covered in either phase 2A or 2B, and then it will go in order of less and less important Australians. Phase 3 will be contestants on Dancing with the Stars. Phase 4 will be parking inspectors, Transperth guards, and other non-humans. And then phase 5 is reserved for people who don't refill the ice tray, and that one guy on a night out who's like, let's just get an Uber, but his phone's already dead and it's surge pricing, and it's like, how are you gonna pay for this, Derek, with your shitty SoundCloud raps?
However, the real issue here isn't the vaccine, but how the government's handling the rollout.
Only 1 million of the initial 20 million Pfizer doses have been delivered. And even though Australia has secured 20 million more, there's no guarantee of when they will arrive. The federal government said Australians would be front of the queue for vaccinations, but our rollout is currently ranked 104th in the world. Ugh, coriander. At this point, it'd be more effective to let something with a proven track record spread across Australia delivering the vaccine. Like, what if every time a Liberal MP assaulted someone, they also vaccinated them? With our estimates, we would be done with the rollout by yesterday. Am I Pinocchio? Because that got real, boy. A lot of people are concerned about the vaccine, but no one seems to be worried about the really dangerous pricks, the Australian government and their handling of the rollout, which is why I went undercover to let Australia know what vaccines really think about them, introducing my friend, Mad Vax. What do you think of the government's handling of the vaccination rollout?
Fucking, I don't know, man. I haven't been following.
When the time comes, if it comes, would you get the vaccine?
No.
Why's that?
Anti-vax.
What part of Fremantle are you from?
I live in the markets.
Bang square in the markets?
Yeah.
My God.
How do you think the government's handling the rollout?
I haven't heard anything about it, so I can't
Right,
really
it's
comment.
in the news pretty much every day. You just not read the news?
Pretty much.
Right, okay.
Do you know the two different types Australia has been focused on? The two types of vaccines?
Pfizer and AstraZeneca. Yeah,
That's the one. Do you know what's the main difference between them is?
No.
Yeah, I think what it is they have different types of tracking microchips in them. One of them is 5G, one of them is a 4G network. That's the main difference from my understanding.
What do you think really happened on 9/11?
It's pretty tragic.
It was.
What do you mean, what happened?
It's not, that's the wrong answer.
It looks like a penis. Look, it's a penis.
That's incredibly rude to say to
I
someone.
mean, just look at him. You're such a dick.
What really happened on 9/11?
I wasn't born, so no comment.
Wow, likely story, huh? What do you think of the vaccine? Fascinating. What really happened on 9/11? That's wildly anti-Semitic.
The bottom line is, we now have access to multiple vaccines that experts said only 12 months ago would take years to make. This represents a Herculean effort, mainly from young people working round the clock to make this happen. A survey conducted by the ABC shows the vast majority of Australians have the utmost trust in healthcare professionals to deliver the vaccine. 65 said they have a great deal of trust, 25 have a moderate level of trust, and only 8% have little to no trust, which is about my faith in any Australian, regardless of profession. Thanks for watching, everyone. I've been Sam Cribb. And Sarah, if you're out there, have you seen the dice to Yahtzee? Also the box to Yahtzee? Also, how do you play Yahtzee? I wonder.